Now that we've all had a month to get acquainted with the fact that it is indeed somehow already 2022, February has finally arrived to really kick things into gear. This month is absolutely positively stacked with massive new releases, including a bunch of major day one additions to Xbox Game Pass and a certain fantasy RPG which all you gaming masochists out there will have been anxiously waiting for. And on top of all that, we've also got brand new seasons kicking off in several of our favourite games, so let's stop chatting and dive straight in and see what February has in store for us.
A story about a viral pandemic wreaking havoc across the globe might hit a little too close to the bone right now, but at least one can be combated using parkour. Dying Light 2 Stay Human arrives on the 4th of February and picks up 20 years after the original game, and sadly things haven't really improved. As zombies roam the streets and warring factions battle for control over our ruined world, you'll need to be a little bit fleet-footed if you want to survive. And navigating Dying Light 2's sprawling city is about way more than just grappling and gliding and all of those neat free-running tricks. The choices you make along the way, who you help and who you stand against will all have a major effect on the state of the world and your own standing in it, so choose each step very, very carefully. But whatever you make of your post-apocalyptic playground, it's sure to look grimly gorgeous on Xbox Series X, where the game boasts 4K visuals and a 60 FPS frame rate.
There's a pretty decent chance that Crossfire is the biggest game that you've never heard of. A revered PC shooter which is outrageously popular across Asia, recording an incredible, get ready for this, 1 billion players across its lifetime. So it's got to be doing something right. And now Xbox One and Series S and X players will have the chance to find out what all the fuss is about when the series makes its hotly anticipated console debut on February 10th in the form of CrossfireX. With Remedy, the developers behind beloved Alan Wake, Max Payne and Control, working on the console version, we're expecting a proper blockbuster here. While the franchise has mostly been known for its intense, team-based online play, CrossfireX will also be bringing a full single-player campaign to the table, so it really could be the whole package for first-person shooter fans, and you can only experience it on Xbox consoles.
As the 15th King of Fighters game approaches, extravagantly dressed weirdos all over the world are forming teams of 3 and getting ready to beat the living heck out of one another in spectacular style. But unlike some other arcade fighters, this isn't a place where you'll get away with hammering blindly at the gamepad or spamming your favourite move. Button mashing does not exist in this dojo. Instead, King of Fighters forces you to really get to grips with a whole bunch of its contestants, learning the ins and outs of their movesets and how best to combine them. It's daunting at first, but quickly has you feeling like a bona fide martial arts master as you learn how to maximise Kyo's flame-fisted skills or Antonov's suplexes. Heavy is the head that wears the King of Fighters crown, mostly because it's stuffed full of combos, but if you think your neck muscles are up to the task, then check out King of Fighters 15 when it arrives on February 17th.
The Total War games have always been incredible real-time strategy games that offer an exceptional amount of historical accuracy. But sometimes you don't want to be penned in by the boundaries of things that actually happened. Oh no. Sometimes you want to see a squadron of two-headed dragons descend upon an army of fully figured green ogre men. Am I right? I believe I'm right. Total War Warhammer 3 is precisely for those times. The third game will introduce a batch of new factions for you to play as, including the Great Cathay, a powerful human empire inspired by Imperial China and led by immortal dragons, so they sound pretty formidable. With so many weird and wonderful creatures casting spells and breathing fire all over the place, strategizing your way through the world of Warhammer will put your tactical skills to the ultimate test. But if you have some sharp ideas about how best to deploy a soldier with forearms and devil horns, Total War Warhammer 3 will arrive for you day one on PC Game Pass on February 17th.
And that's not the only beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy arriving this month. Elden Ring will also be rising out the shadows on February 25th. It's easily one of this year's most anticipated titles, and Elden Ring is the latest action RPG from the deliciously devious minds behind Sekiro and the Dark Souls games. And they've only gone in and tagged fantasy writer extraordinaire George R.R. Martin to make sure this tale is particularly spellbinding. And to say that we're excited does not even begin to cover it. With a vast open world to explore and all kinds of magical secrets to uncover, and oh so many horrifying enemies to take up arms against, Elden Ring is just waiting to mangle anyone foolhardily enough to step foot in its magical realm. Pick up the game on Xbox One now and you'll be able to upgrade to the next-gen version for free anytime in the future, allowing you to enjoy HDR support, 4K graphics, and frame rates of up to 60 FPS. That is undoubtedly the very last bit of generosity you'll find when it comes to Elden Ring, but we plan to play the whole lot of it in the coming months anyway, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell if you want to watch us suffer.
Grid Legends is going to be flying in hot on February 25th for those who like their arcade racers fast and a bit furious. With over 130 tracks from around the world for you to race on, each event in Grid Legends promises a tightly packed slice of rubber-burning action as you try to make it into pole position through immaculate driving technique, unfettered road rage, or some interesting combination of the two. Be wary though, the game's Nemesis system ensures that any racer you ding up will remember it on the next lap, so keep one eye on your rearview mirror, folks. Legends will also include an all-new story mode called Driven to Glory, for all of you who like a bit of narrative tension and a cheesy bit of wordplay to go along with your racing. And you'll also be able to design your own races for the first time ever. Huge! And if that wasn't enough to get your heart racing, Grid Legends also offers a blistering 120 frames per second available on the Xbox Series X.
All these huge releases, and we've still barely scratched the surface of what February has to offer. The month kicks off with the Life is Strange Remastered Collection arriving on its very first day, giving players the chance to play through these emotionally charged supernatural dramas with spruced up visuals and character animations. Coming in off the top rope on the 8th is Rumbleverse, a brand new battle royale looking to revamp the genre by populating it exclusively with professional wrestlers. And look, if you prefer to kickflip to a dropkick, Ollie Ollie World is a skateboarding adventure with a gorgeous hand-drawn art style arriving on the very same day. And then you've got Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, and that marched into town on February 15th, my birthday, bringing its finely balanced blend of frantic melee combat and an in-depth strategy that demands both brains and brawn to succeed. Which could also be said about Blood Bowl 3, arriving on February 25th, and that answers the age-old question of what if orcs and goblins and stuff played American football?
Big things are brewing up over in the Destiny 2 portion of Xbox's gaming galaxy as well, with the launch of the massive Witch Queen expansion arriving on February 22nd. Described by Bungie as the game's definitive campaign, this blockbusting new chapter will take players over to Savathun's throne world to find out how that devious monarch stole the light. The new expansion will also include weapon crafting and add a whole new glaive weapon type, so you can even get more creative out on the battlefield. Plus, the game is now available on Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass, so the Witch Queen can expect a massive audience when she decides to turn up. Add to all of that new seasons for Sea of Thieves and Forza Horizon 5, and you've got an absolutely bumper month on your hands here, folks. Are you even ready?
So there we have it, the second month of 2022, and it's absolutely brimming with Xbox fun. But we want to know, what are you looking forward to the most? Dying again and again and again in Elden Ring, or perhaps the good old-fashioned street fighting of Kings of Fighter 15? Let us know in the comments below, and for more information on everything Xbox, be sure to ring the bell. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.